Many people who buy 3-row crossovers rarely even use the 3rd row other than to fold it flat to gain more cargo space. However, if you're looking for a crossover with good cargo space and a roomy interior, but don't necessarily need a 3rd row, the Ford Edge may be a good choice for you. So let's go ahead and check out and take a closer look at this 2017 Ford Edge Sport. Now this generation of the Edge has been out since the 2015 model year, and this is the 2nd generation for the vehicle. Now our model we have here is the top of the line Sport, and basically it's a titanium, all the luxuries of the titanium model, but it adds a sporty flair to it, and I really do love it. And I love how Ford didn't overdo it in terms of styling. It's still pretty handsome looking while still being pretty athletic looking too. And it's much better looking than the Nissan Murano in my opinion. But we do get some nice styling touches on the Sport model, including these fantastic looking 21-inch alloy wheels. You also do have HID headlights too, which look pretty good. And I love the blacked out front grille, which gives it much more contrast. Now here goes the key fob design for the Edge. You have your typical smart key here. Pretty good looking key fob though. You have your unlock, your lock, and then you also do have your remote engine start, as well as your power tailgate and your panic alarm. This color is known as the Ingot Silver Metallic. You also do have smart key access on all 4 doors of the vehicle, which is nice. And on the inside, you will also find a half leather and a half suede black interior. Really nice looking, and the suede comes with the Sport model too. You can't find it on any other model of the Edge. You have your power driver seat with power recline and power lumbar. All right, now stepping on inside of the Edge here, very luxurious cabin. However, I'm really not a huge fan of the black interior, as I think it's just a little too much black going on. Kind of feels a little austere or Spartan inside of here. But what is nice is the carbon fiber interior trim. That certainly gives it a little pop, a little bit more contrast. It's really nice. And then I love the aluminum too. But it's not a bad looking interior. Certainly is very modern and luxurious. Then you do have push button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. And like I said, what you're hearing there is the 2.7 liter twin turbo V6 engine. You also do have a full leather wrap steering wheel. Coming to your transmission, pretty standard stuff here, 6-speed automatic. And then you also do have manual shiftability via the paddle shifters when you put the vehicle into reverse. This will also display your rear view camera with guidance lines and trajectory. And you do have front parking sensors as well as rear parking sensors. You can also zoom in like this. Pretty cool. And you have your electronic parking brake right here. Let's go and turn on the headlights and the hazards. Let's go and check out the exterior of the Edge. Automatic driver's side window. Let's go and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with LED turn signal indicators, and you do have blind spot detection. Now for 2017, the Edge pretty much carries over unchanged. There's no major updates for the Edge. You also do have 21-inch alloy wheels. Looks fantastic. You also do have HID headlights, as well as LED accenting lights on the bottom right here, and front parking sensors. Now powering the Edge here is a 2.7 liter turbocharged V6 engine that churns out 315 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque, with EPA estimates being 17 in the city and 24 on the highway. And you could go with front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive on the Edge here. And as you can see, it says Sport right here, and then the Ecoboost. Now, this is your top-of-the-line engine choice for the Edge. There's also a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that's available, and you can go with a more ordinary 3.5-liter V6. But this turbocharged V6 we have here puts out a lot of power for the Edge, and it's certainly the one that you'll want to go for. And it provides decent towing capabilities too. Now, total vehicle price for our particular Edge is $47,775. The overall vehicle score is a 5 out of 5. And the final assembly point for this vehicle is actually in Canada. Coming to the rear of the vehicle, you have LED taillights with LED turn signal indicators, which look fantastic. And you also do have dual exhaust tips on our Sport model, which gives the vehicle a much more aggressive look. And you have a rear window wiper with a rear window defroster, as well as a LED third brake light and a shark fin antenna. I love these tail lights on the Edge here. Of course, all of your basic power necessities, including power windows, power mirrors, and your power door locks. You also do have memory seat settings for 3 people. Love the stitching on the armrest here. Now, one thing you'll love about the Ford Edge is how much room there is. And when most people think of 2-row crossover SUVs, they usually think that they're a little on the smaller side, but that's not the case with the Edge. It features a very roomy interior, and the seats are very comfortable as well, especially with our sport seats that come with the suede and then the leather too. Thigh support is also excellent too, which shows a slight more amount of side bolstering though. Visibility out of the Edge isn't too bad either. Lots of glass area on the front windows, but the bases on the 8 pillars are pretty wide, and they make it a little bit more narrow. When you get to rearward visibility, not too bad, but every Edge comes with a standard rear view camera, so that does help out quite a lot. The interior quality is pretty good, especially in our Sport model. You'll find soft touch materials everywhere inside of here, including stitching on the mid-door panel and the armrests, all soft touch, really nice, and on the dashboard too. And build quality is pretty good. There are some panel gaps, but it's not too bad. And overall, the interior is pretty well built and features very rich materials too. Now, as far as the steering wheel design goes, really sporty looking steering wheel, and I love the design of it. However, I wish it was their newer design language for their steering wheel. But you do have your cruise control. You can also get all of the latest high-end safety technologies, including adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, and lane departure warning. You also do have steering wheel mounted audio controls, Bluetooth phone controls, voice recognition, and your controls for the gauges up here, which are controlled by the steering wheel, which I'll get to in just a minute. You also do have a little storage cubby down there and 2 USB charging ports, dual cup holders, of course, and then you have your parallel parking system, which is called the Active Park Assist. So this vehicle can basically park itself, but parallel only. And you also do have your parking sensors button too. Coming to your center console storage. Very deep center console, that's really nice. And you do have a 12-volt power outlet, and then a little light down there too. Then a removable tray. You also do have an auto dimming rearview mirror, LED map lights, sunglass container, and a full-on panoramic sunroof. That is very large. Actually, one of the biggest panoramic sunroofs I've ever seen. Certainly will give the cabin a much more open, airy feel. Really love this panoramic sunroof. And you do have your garage home link up there, as you can see. Really nice. Here goes your glove box compartment. Nice and damp. And we do have dual zone automatic climate control in the Edge that features traditional buttons here. Love to see that. Ford listened on that. And you do have your fan speeds and your temperatures. Really easy to control. I mean, it's much better than the touch sensitive buttons that they used to have a few years ago on some of their models. You also do have ventilated and heated front seats for the driver and the front passenger. And what's nice is that you can also access your front camera at any time you like. I really do love that, and you can also change the different views. Pretty cool, just by pressing on this button right here. Our sport model also features rain sensing windshield wipers, and what's pretty cool is that you do have a little storage cubby up here if you want to store small items. Coming to your gauges and the instrument cluster here, it's a pretty traditional looking setup from Ford. In the center you do have your speedometer, and on the left you'll find all of your vehicle information, including your fuel gauge, your tachometer, coolant temperature, tire pressure monitoring, your digital speedometer, your information for your all-wheel drive system, your fuel range, all that good stuff. And then you can also turn on some of your driver assistance settings, like your adaptive steering, rear cross traffic alert, your traction control, settings like your display setup, vehicle settings, all that good stuff. And then on the right here, it's things for like your audio, navigation, and your phone. Stuff that you'll find on the Sync 3 infotainment system. You could view your radio station from here and what song is playing, which is cool. And then your turn-by-turn directions for your nav, and then integrated compass. Then your phone. You can make telephone calls from here too, which is cool. Now coming to the main infotainment system and the head unit. Now this is the Sync 3 infotainment system. Huge fan of it here. Very intuitive and very responsive. Easily one of the best in the business, and it's much better than the My Ford Touch system that they used to have in the past. This is your home screen right here, and you can display what you would like. But on this one you do have your nav, and then it shows you your audio too. And then some of your other things like your heated seats and then your heated steering wheel too. But coming to your different audio sources, you do have all of the norm: AM, FM, XM satellite radio, Series, and then your CD player with your optical disc drive, Bluetooth streaming audio, and then your auxiliary input too. But as you can see, this touchscreen is just lightning quick in its responsiveness. You can also control your climate functions from here if you don't want to do it by the buttons down below. And you can only control the different zones from the touchscreen here. And you can add your phone, have your Bluetooth phone hooked up to the system, have all of your contacts stored on here. You also do have a digital clock, exterior temperature readout, and onboard Wi-Fi. Coming to your navigation system, pretty easy to read, and the graphics and the rendering are decent. Features live traffic and your points of interest. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. It certainly gets the job done, but don't expect to find anything like 3D rendering of buildings or a Google Earth-like type view or map. And you can enter in your destination by voice, but it's a good navigation system, works very well. And you also do have your apps. You have your Connect mobile apps, then your Series Travel Link, which gives you things like movie listings, fuel prices, weather, ski conditions for us Californians. And then you also do have settings, many different settings that you could change, from sound, Bluetooth phone, navigation, radio. What's also pretty cool is that you could swipe like this, which gives it a tablet-like feel. And this system also features Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capability. And with our Sport model, you do have ambient interior lighting, and you can change the different colors. Overall, love this Sync 3 infotainment system, and it's easily one of the best in the business. Very intuitive and very responsive and simple. As far as the way the Edge drives, the Edge is one of the better driving crossovers out there. It offers a really good balance between okay handling as well as okay ride comfort. The handling is certainly not the sportiest out there, but it's sporty than many other crossovers, and it breaks away from the typical ho-hum crossover by being a little bit more agile and a little bit more nimble, and it feels a little bit more buttoned down, especially in our Sport model. And the 2.7 liter turbocharged V6 engine certainly makes for a very joyful driving experience if you want to have a little fun with the Edge. I mean, over 300 horsepower and over 300 pound-feet of torque is excellent for this size of crossover, and for it not being a Porsche or a Mercedes or BMW or any of the very high-end luxury crossovers. But overall, if you're looking for a really good ride quality, the Edge will not disappoint. Feels very smooth over rough road pavement. It feels very compliant and pretty subdued at times, and can be a pretty quiet highway riding crossover too. Overall, I love the way the Edge drives, and the 6-speed automatic transmission works very well with this turbocharged V6 engine. All right, and let's go ahead and shut it down. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Interior materials and build quality do follow through in the rear, of course. Second row seats do recline. And like I said earlier in the video, if you're expecting a third row in the Edge, don't expect to find that here. You have to step up all the way to an Explorer. But what's nice about the Edge is that it features a very roomy back seat. You also do have a rear center armrest with cup holders back here, and all headrests are adjustable too. And you also do have heated rear seats, as well as rear air vents, and 110 volt power outlet, as well as a 12 volt power outlet, and dual map pockets. Not too bad here, but there's plenty of legroom too, and plenty of headroom. Some compact crossovers have pretty much just as much room as the Edge does, like the Honda CR-V, but most of them don't. Like the smaller Ford Escape is a lot smaller than the Edge in terms of its spaciousness and its cargo space. All right. You have your power tailgate. And even with the second row seats folded up, there's lots of cargo space back here. Man, the second row seats do fold down, 60-40 split. You also do have a 12 volt power outlet back here, and to fold the seats down, very easy, just by the push of a button. Easy as that. And you have your Edge floor mats back here too. So with its handsome styling, wide array of powertrains, and its roomy and spacious interior, the 2017 Ford Edge is an excellent choice for a second row mid-size crossover. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.